Peace, family. This is going to be a very powerful video. But first, I would like to rise and give honor to the Moorish Science Temple of America, to all the Moors, Moorish Americans doing this great uplifting work sincerely. I would like to give honor to the RBG community. I would like to greet them with Black Power and Islam. RBG, Red, Black, and Green, brought forth by Marcus Messiah Garvey. I would like to give praise to the Almighty Creator Allah, the creator of the universal creator of the heavens and the earth. It is nothing that Allah is not. Allah is the all, everything, every molecule, every atom, every cell. So today is going to be a powerful video. I also like to give honor to Noble Drew Ali and honor to Marcus Messiah Garvey, which these two master teachers who were both divinely prepared by the great God Allah and sent to us here in North America to uplift us and teach us some valuable lessons and to help us rise from out of our darkness, Islam. So I want to start with the Circle 7, the end of time and the fulfilling of the prophecies. John the Baptist was the forerunner of Jesus in those days, to warn and stir up the nation and prepare them to receive the divine creed which was to be taught by Jesus. In these modern days, there came a forerunner who was divinely prepared by the great God Allah, and his name is Marcus Messiah Garvey, who did teach and warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the coming prophet, who was to bring the true and divine creed of Islam. And his name is Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to the earth by Allah, to teach the old-time religion and the everlasting gospel to the sons of men, that every nation shall and must worship under their own vine and fig tree, and return to their own and be one with their Father, God Allah. So that's from the Circle 7. All right, now I'm going to come with a statement by Marcus Messiah Garvey from the Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. Nationhood is the only means by which modern civilization can completely protect itself. Independence of nationality, independence of government. It is the means of protecting not only the individual, but the group. Nationhood is the highest ideal of all people. Nationhood, nationality, group, not the individual. Yeah, we can be successful as individuals, but it means nothing for the whole. Then I'm going to come with Noble Drew Ali from the Moorish Guide, from a divine warning by the Prophet for the nations. Noble Drew Ali stated, the citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are of one family, bearing one free national name. So we're all Americans. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. And it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery, i.e. Negro, black, and colored. As you said, Marcus Garvey, we consider Marcus Garvey to be the forerunner to Noble Drew Ali, which means he came first and brought what he brought and stirred up the nations. He got the people together. He used the term Negro. He used the term Negro, but this is what he had to meet the people where they were at. Marcus Messiah Garvey was Jamaican, but this is the language he used to unify the people. but he knew that he was playing the role of Moses, which Moses was to lead the people to the promised land, but he died before the people made it to the promised land. Aaron, his brother, got to see that. So Marcus Garvey led everybody to the water. He didn't make them drink. Noble Drew Ali came to make the people drink from the fountain of knowledge. So Marcus Garvey stated, prejudice of the white race against the black race is not so much because of color as of condition. Because as a race, to them, we have accomplished nothing. We have built no nation, no government, but we are dependent for our economic and political existence. You can never curb the prejudice of the one race or nation against the other by law. It must be regulated by one's own feeling, one's own will, and if one's feeling and will rebel against you, no law in the world can curb it. Prejudice can be actuated by different reasons. Sometimes the reason is economic and sometimes political. You can only obstruct it by progress and force. So he is saying that it's not because of our skin color that what Noble Drew Ali call them the pale skin people, pale skin nations of Europe. But for the sake of understanding, we're going to use the terminology of white, as Marcus Garvey used. So he's saying that the prejudice comes from our condition. They look at us as slaves. They look at us as nothing, as we have done nothing valuable with our time. This is why Noble Drew Ali came to bring us that which we was missing. Marcus Garvey stated, poverty, a hellish state to be in. It is no virtue. It is a crime to be poor. It is to be hungry without possible hope of food. To be poor is to be a fit subject for crime and hell. The hungry man steals bread and thereby breaks the 8th commandment. By his state, he breaks all the laws of God and man and becomes an outcast. So he's saying poverty is our enemy, and poverty is what causes us to sin and fall and become outcast. So Noble Drew Ali, which is part of our solution, these two men, great men, really, really great men, which mean they laid down some things that we don't have to reinvent. People think they have to reinvent the wheel. Cars already rolling. Just get it in the drive. It's already there. The solutions are there. People coming with all this new stuff, all this different stuff. Is just a bunch of confusion. And this stuff been laid down in the early 1920s, early 1900s. Noble Drew Ali stated, in reference to the Moorish Science Temple and his program and what he was bringing to the table, we are interested in freeing ourselves and our children from our greatest plight, economic slavery. So Marcus Messiah Garvey, in so many words, is saying it's our condition and our position on the bottom, not our skin color. It's our condition. The mental slavery, the suffering where our confidence is killed, our spirit is killed. He's saying it's that what makes the world look down upon us. So Noble Drew Ali is calling it economic slavery, which is our greatest plight, which means that's our main thing that we're suffering. He said we believe. He said we're trying to free ourselves from our greatest plight, economic slavery. Then Noble Drew Ali stated, we believe this can be done best. This can be best done by encouraging, patronizing, spending with each other, in establishing our own business enterprises and cultivating our own acres of land. We are dedicated to the purpose of elevating the moral, social, and economic status of our people. It's Noble Drew Ali. Marcus Garvey said, "We are creatures of God. We have sinned against him. Therefore, it takes more than the Bible to keep us in our places. Man is becoming so vile that today we cannot afford to convert him with moral, ethical, physical truths alone, but with that which is more effective." Noble Drew Ali came with a very effective plan. Marcus Messiah Garvey had a very effective plan. All we have to do is take these two great men blueprint, put them together, and what's the problem? The problem is our division. We're divided over petty, stupid, retarded differences. And our children, because of the grown adults, because of our petty differences, our children are going to suffer because of us. And these men laid down the path already. What we fighting about? Because we don't want to use terms as black. We want to, stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. This is what Noble Drew Ali had to say about this term, Negro, which Marcus Garvey used, which is cool because he was the forerunner, which means he came and laid down his philosophies and things for us before Noble Drew Ali even stepped on the scene. So Noble Drew Ali said the word Negro deludes in the Latin language to the word nigger, the same as the word colored deludes to anything that is painted, stained, varnished, and dyed. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon the earth, upon this earth. Nationality. Moorish is a descent name of our forefathers. American is the nation, country. Well, that's a little complex because America is unique. So I'm gonna explain that in other videos. But America is unique. But it's considered a country or a nation. One nation under God. So America, even though it's about 52 different states, and it's considered a continent, but the style of government we use is unique to any other continent. It's, like Africa is filled with about many nation states, and they're not united as one united state of Africa, but America is. So that's a little complex. It's simple but complex. But nationality, as Marcus Garvey said, they look down on us because we have built no nation. Here, Noble Drew Ali's bringing us into nationhood. Moorish American, which is a term that is coined by Noble Drew Ali, which is perfectly legal, perfectly fine for someone to do, because it's based off historical context. It has all the elements to be a nationality. Our nationality is actually American, but Moorish tells you what kind of American we are. So Noble Drew Ali also stated, if Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike. In all other governments, when a man is born and raised there and asks for his national descent name, and if he fails to give it, he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. So, let me read the rest. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles, not just by name, but by principles too. Because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name, because they place their trust upon issues and names formed by their forefathers. So our national descent name that we use in the Moorish Science Temple of America is Moorish. Not Black American, not African American, because Africa is over 40 nations, over 50 nations. So, which one? You know, so that's a whole continent. So, Black is not a suitable identity. Black was, Noble Drew Ali stated that black, color, and Negro was given to us by slaveholders. This is what he stated. And you know, the Moorish Science Temple of America is make sure the time's still going. Is a religious corporation, and within a religious corporation or any corporation, you can have a constitution and bylaws, which we call the divine constitution and bylaws. So he stated in Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government. What that means is that the Moorish Americans is not a separate nation from America. We are a part of this government. We are American. Then he goes on to say, and know that they are not, meaning us, the so-called black, Negro, and color, the African American. Know that they are not Negroes, color folks, black peoples, or Ethiopian, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men must now proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. So, this video is long enough, so I'm gonna end it there. And you know, you could draw your own conclusions from it. I gave you it from not just my words, but these two men words. And these is much more. I'm gonna have to do another video on this, because they had many statements that they both made that are very similar and in harmony with each other. So with that, I say peace and Islam.